boy Jay, coming at you with the late night stream of the day. I'm on Freddy Wap stuff today. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay, and I was waiting for this to start up. And right now we're gonna have a little shoot around with one of our players for this next match. Okay, that's bad. He's not making this. You know he's gonna be cold for a little while. And that's the shot. That's the space where he took the shot. See, he can still. No, he don't got it. 40 years old and you don't got it, Ray Ray. There it goes. Alright, let's check out our other splashers. Wesley Matthews has been a little cold in recent games. Warming up with him. Actually, no. I'm gonna switch the rotation for a second. Let's see if Lance Thomas deserves minutes or not. Ooh. So I know his cold spots, so I know not to shoot from there. He's doing alright. He made a lot in a row. Oh, it's a good move. Alright, all I need to know if he can post up. A little risky. Alright. And let's check out our boy Langston Galloway. Says his overall is 69 right now. But he's making them. Making him rain like Lil Wayne out there. And by the way, if you haven't go checked it out, check out now, I believe, on in a matter of an hour, his new album, No Ceilings. Right? No Ceilings too? What's the name of his album? What's the name of Lil Wayne's new album?
New Ceilings too.
New Ceilings? I thought it was No Ceilings.
Oh yeah, No Ceilings, whatever.
No Ceilings. No Ceilings too. Langston Galloway's good. Oh no. Let's go. Alright, yeah, I'm ready for a game. Oh, the top of my head hurts. Alright. Everybody seems to be alright. Let's check out our standings. We went on a win, then lost. Then we went on a win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. And I think this is when a win streak. No, not yet. I think this is when the Jazz. No. Knicks, Jazz. Okay. I think it was the Jazz game. Jazz, Clippers, Lakers, Nuggets, Timberwolves, Raptors, 76ers, Bucks, 76ers, Bulls, Pistons. That's when we faced the Cavaliers. That was our 13th game. We on a 13-game win streak, 14, 15, 16, and the Cavs ironically ended that streak. And let's check out the score. Kyrie was the reason why they won that. He was 6 for 6. We shot 45. We shot 31 3-pointers. 35%. Dang it, man. Marcus Morris made it to the top. Patrick Patterson. Anthony Morrow got a lockup starting this game. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's check the playoff standings. Since we're second seed, there's no other team that can beat us. But let's do the Battle of New York. Let's do the Battle of New York live. St. Patrick's now. Do they have a pride? No. Alright. Let's get into the game.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome, everybody, to the final game of this year's badminton tournament. It's April Fool's Night.
Oh, you
April
caught me.
Fool's
I thought I was in the wrong building,
oh,
Ernie.
me too.
I was like, what the heck is going on
Hey,
here?
what game is this, is what I was saying. Anyway, it's 2K Sports, and it's the NBA. And we've got the world's biggest joker, Shaquille O'Neal, and one of the most clever ones, Kenny the Jet Smith. The action tonight out in New York as the Knicks play against the Brooklyn Nets. Looking at the Nets, they're going to be a factor when it comes to the postseason. Right now, they stand 5 games back from the conference leaders. And you look at the way this Brooklyn team is put together. A lot of different skills and talents. What approach do they need to take, Shaq, to maximize their effectiveness?
Well, it seems that a slow pace with smart possession is the best for this roster. You know, they have to model after what Holland's accomplished in Memphis. You know, they're not a fast break team. Slow it down.
Skip that BS. Skip.
Welcome to 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. But the bad news is there is no basketball, there is no NBA. The game has been canceled. Ha ha! Happy April Fool's Day, baby! This is the NBA, and we've got a great one in store. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight is Doris Burke. The fans making some noise here at the Knicks Arena. The New York Knicks are getting settled in. And they're 18 games off the lead. Not the best team in the league for sure, but more than capable of winning on any given night.
It's always fun to be at home, Kevin. Home, sweet home is what I like to call it. But you know what? They've got a tough visitor in the house tonight. And just because they're at home doesn't mean a win is going to automatically show up on the scoreboard. They've got their work cut out for them against this opponent here.
Yeah, and you know what? This wouldn't necessarily have been the first opponent you'd like to kick off a homestand. So you've got that to contend with, especially with the way they've been playing here of late. This is going to be a challenge.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. We've got Jeremy Lin. Brooke Lopez is out there with Patrick Patterson. Lance Matthews, and it's Parsons in at the 3, the small forward.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Matthews. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Thank God, so I'm gonna start driving Wesley Matthews. Oh, this is
First quarter, just over a minute played. Outside, Lynn. Goes back up. From downtown, and Chandler Parsons hits from deep. Parsons got his first 3 points of the game.
And really, how about the quick release on that triple there? Because he's given up a lot of height in that matchup.
Right on target you are, Greg. I mean, the quick release is what made the difference there. Any hesitation, and that shot is being blocked.
A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter.
Get out of here, stupid. What you think you're doing?
In transition, here come the Nets. Parsons got the ball. It's stolen by Anthony. Pass to Powell. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Powell's got his second basket of the game.
Well, that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, nice job there, Greg. Recognizing the opportunity was there to push it, and then excellent execution.
And another fast break for New York. Knicks running. And he finishes nicely on the way. Powell's got 6 points.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Here's Powell. Following the basket by Brooke Lopez. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
There was no point
and you know,
in
that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Oh.
Here is Matthews following the score by New York.
It's easy. Baby.
Takes the turnaround Jay. It's rebounded by New York. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
Lynn's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 7. Can't get it to go. Parsons with some nice D. For Brooklyn, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
This is money.
Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn.
Easy money.
6 points for Chandler Parsons.
Boy, what a slick job of passing from Jeremy Lin on that.
Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Puts it down.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Now here's Parsons. Last game he had 12.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Tipped away.
Easy.
Lynn with the steal.
Almost click square by accident.
Matthews into the lane. Patterson with it.
Good ball.
Now guarded by Aflalo. Lynn dishes to Lopez. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Good comeback.
You know, as soon as he recognized the height mismatch, he immediately pulled up for the jumper.
And Greg, that's just good basketball. Come on, good basketball there. A clean look from that range. He's got to take it.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by Brook Lopez. Can't capitalize on the good screen.
Nope.
Parsons against Anthony. Puts one up from 19.
And his brother
Lopez with the block. Here's Paul. 6 points for him. Here's Porzingis.
4.
Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Porzingis has got his first points of the night.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Well, to me, it looked like, Greg, they were pretty evenly matched. And you look at how the game ended, I would say I'm not alone in that sentiment. Those are 2 pretty evenly matched teams.
Aflalo, that's good. Nets trail by 5. The drive by Scott. Here's Joseph. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Now here's Anthony. 3 points for him the last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Nets have gone 6 of 13 from the field, just under the 50% mark. Joseph with the ball. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. The wide open look here for Lopez. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game.
I like the way he's not forcing anything, taking advantage of what the defense has given him. He's been a key contributor for them in this quarter.
Lewis Amundsen, he's checked in for New York. Vujacic comes in for Aaron Aflalo. Then for the Nets, Bargnani is checked in for Lopez. Thomas comes in for Chandler Parsons. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Corey Joseph. Knocked loose. Out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
And a look now at the last month for the Nets. How did they stack up in the league statistically over that time frame? First in scoring, first in field goal percentage, and they're also #1 in three-point shooting. This is a team that loves to cast up shots from behind the arc.
Oh, that's easy.
And you go back to their offense, the most explosive in the league. I mean, everyone talks about the great offense beating great defenses. And I tell you what, they make it difficult to hang with.
And so here is New York following the bucket by the Nets. Now Vujacic outside Williams. There's
Derek Williams is gonna miss
it's
that.
hauled in by Thomas.
Good rebound. Anthony
I
Morrow.
think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Guys, Derek Fisher had a few moments to share with me. I asked him about the matchup problems created by a player like Andrea Bargnani, a 7-foot sharpshooter. He said he can give us problems, no doubt. It's tough to really bother that shot, and he can also put it on the deck and drive. We've got to just get into his body, try to make him a facilitator rather than a scorer. Kevin will see if they're successful.
And thank you for that, Doris. Brooklyn trailing.
He's calling Anthony Moron.
Here's Morrow. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Boy, this game is off to a flying start.
Yeah, we're seeing some high-octane offense from both sides in this one.
Yeah, that
so,
loss was
Anthony
just
Morrow,
clean,
one of the real lasers as a long-range bomber in the league. First rookie ever to lead the NBA in three-point percentage.
Which is crazy.
Hit over 46% his first year. There's always a place for a guy like that.
No.
Whoops, anticipated the pass.
Wasn't there a perimeter guy?
He's got a clear path.
And Vucevic is going to make that.
Nice shot by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his first points of the night. And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And talking about Anthony Morrow's development, he did it the hard way. Came in undrafted in his first pro start. 37 points. Remember that game? Most points ever by an undrafted player in his rookie year.
Yeah, that was amazing, that game. And, you know, the 2010-2011 season, he had the second highest three-point percentage in league history. He's been traded multiple times in his career, though, because he's still refining the rest of his game, wanting to be more than just a shooter.
And that one's good. And the Knicks lead by 2.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Coming. Hi.
Drills the three-pointer. Allen's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Here's Powell. He kicks it to Vucevic. Shoots the 3. There's the bucket. Good. Vucevic has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Back at you. I mean, they immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading spray guns from long range. Trading blows from behind the arc.
Oh, shit.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play.
What happened?
What if he was doing something?
Leading by a point. The second
Brandon?
quarter coming up
Like?
right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
What will he do? What will he do?
What if he was?
Say it out loud.
And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise.
They pulled all the strings to give me.
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
And you know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
That wasn't me, that was the team serving.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Nets.
They definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Powell is out there with a float. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the 4. They're the group New York is up the second.
Traded Joe Johnson and Joe Johnson is great for him.
And Chandler Parsons, boy, he can really give you a whole lot of everything. Length, quickness, skill, can shoot, pass, rebound, defend, the total package.
Brooklyn's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
Brick Lopez. You mean Brick Lopez.
Off target from three-point range.
I honestly thought that was Chandler Parsons. They look alike for some reason. I think he's gonna draw lines.
And there's there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin.
If he's watching this, bro.
That is his first foul of the game. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Porzingis passes to a flop. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Well, you need good passing from your forwards as much as you do from your guards. These are small forwards leading the way in assists. Third is Carmelo Anthony.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. Very unselfish players at a position where you don't see a lot of offensive facilitating.
Yeah, you know, these guys are really more than capable of going it alone if the situation calls for it. But they much prefer to have everybody involved in the offense, and they go out of their way to try to make that happen.
Now here's Lin. 11 points for him in that last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And how about the extraordinary
but she violated. You see it?
In that game, he was making all the right decisions and had their offense humming.
But still, I don't care. I don't care. She violated. Yo, look closely. Stevie, those. I don't care.
Yeah, they're losing the battle.
So, yeah, that was water in my plate. I had to drink the water. Really? God, bro, I'm screaming and you keep interrupting me.
Aflalo kicks the foul. Here's the tip.
You stupid. Let's go, rebound. Got it.
Parsons outside. Here's Patterson.
Let's go. Spin a slam.
This is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Here's Anthony.
Did you say anything while I was off camera?
And it's
Get out of here. Oh my freaking god. Rebound.
Quarter two and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Matthews into the lane. Lopez right side. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And just a step ahead of the D in that.
No, I didn't call it full court press.
Nice assist.
Man-to-man.
The pass to Porzingis.
No.
Here's Aflalo. He sinks the 11-footer. Aflalo's got 4 points this quarter.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now here's Lin. Looking for his first basket still in this one.
There's some good defense for you. Somebody who's as good at shooting the three as he is, you need a defender who's equally adept at guarding against you. That was well done.
I like that. They obviously put the right guy
Yo,
on him.
do me a favor.
It's the Nets now. Following the score by New York. There's the feed to Lopez. And that one is hammered home.
Do me a favor. Go on the channel and go check who just commented.
Not there. Can't afford too many of
those.
I'll check it. No. You're right. Almost a free run, don't you think? Clark to the hoop for him there.
Could you
momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder.
Here's Aflalo after the basket by Brooklyn. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Shot clock at 3. Pulls up.
I am on it.
Brooklyn with the rebound.
You're
and they
so
lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
And, you know, as you said, Greg, when you are in foul zone, he's just angling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger, Clark, right now.
Yeah,
it's easy.
Exactly. It's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up. How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Kristaps Porzingis, bro.
Here's Aflalo.
Oh yeah, if y'all didn't know, Jaleel Okafor got into a fight in Boston after the match. Supposedly he was fighting over the teams and he was like, oh, that's why. That's why I'm not broke. And then the guy's like, it doesn't matter if you play for a whack team.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Brook Lopez. He's been on a tear since the All-Star break, going really to another level. 4th in block, 4th in field goal percentage. And how about his top 10 ranking in free throw percentage?
You know how many jumps I took?
Ultra reliable from the line.
Yeah, he's been dominant
maybe
as a shot blocker all year. He is a dangerous force inside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Seraphin comes in for Kyle O'Quinn.
Who am I gonna put in?
And Robin Lopez is subbed in for Porzingis. Sasha Vujacic is checked in for Powell. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Marniani is checked in for
Oh my
Lopez.
freaking god, bro.
Scott comes in for Patrick Patterson.
Melo and
Morris
his
is checked
bean
in
head.
for Chandler Parsons.
Give me that.
And Allen subbed in
Marcus
for
Morris.
Wesley Matthews. And he's going up for the alley-oop. That ties it up.
Looky here. How about that one? That play. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook for future reference.
Perfectly done. Put it on a platter for him. Gosh, that was neat.
And guys, how about the touch there on the finish? Really just flawless.
Pick up.
Aflalo dishes to Seraphin. 10 hits, and Brooklyn will come the other way.
Guys, Bargnani was compared to several other international players when he came out. Some said he was Nowitzki. Others thought he might be more like Yao Ming in terms of impact. Ming was the only other player taken one overall who had never played high school or college hoops.
Anthony with it, and Allen picks him up defensively.
Get it. Oh my freaking.
Vujacic kicks to Anthony.
Let's go.
It's stolen by Allen.
And Ray Allen is still
4 on 3
back here,
break.
but it doesn't matter. I got Marcus Morris.
Scott can't get it to go.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas. But rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
And Greg, we've seen it time and time again in games.
Well,
Effort
this
and
game
determination on the glass
we're not even
can
down
make
that
up
much.
for
Okay.
a lot of other weaknesses.
And going back to international
He's better
comparisons, Bargnani was
Marcus
keeping
Morris.
some pace with Nowitzki over his first 5 years. But that's when the injury bug laid into him, and that's not been the case.
You know, and Bargnani
If he makes that
starting
nasty.
to play great on the offensive end, and defensively,
that is so
he
nasty.
started to
My
make
jumper's
an
like
impact.
that.
But Nowitzki, on the other hand, just kept rising all the way to that true Hall of Fame status. Bargnani still
Here's Vujacic. That one goes in for him, too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Pedal to the metal right now, really pushing it.
And 3 of their
Yo,
last
they
5
just scored
makes
without
here
me paying
coming in
attention. Did you do me
transition.
that favor?
Yeah, saw some things that just
To go on
weren't
YouTube
working
and check in his
for
comments
him.
and
He
I'm
wants to
streaming.
make some adjustments.
Look at a free
And
shout
no
out.
reason to
Even
wait
though shout
around
outs don't
to
cost
do
anything.
that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those
He
adjustments
doesn't
right
lose
away.
no one.
And the Knicks making a change here.
It's gonna be
Williams
the
is
second
checked
stream
in.
to watch today.
And Joseph kicks to Morris.
Oh no,
Drive
no.
by Scott.
Get down, you
Gives
baby.
it out to Allen.
Ray,
Passes it to Joseph.
if this
Back to Allen.
San
Puts up a
Antonio's
3.
Spurs shot
And the rebound goes to the Knicks.
He hit a 3 in the
trying to
first,
tie it up
but
right
so
here.
far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Shot's good for Seraphin.
Alright, I'm gonna play different. I'm gonna play different. I'm gonna fix that.
Smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Guys, a potent offense right now.
Break this controller, bro.
Really, the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys? And they're playing with a certain
He's still
amount of
playing with fat,
assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
That's
Joseph.
easy.
And he's good
Come
on the
let's
3
go,
ball.
Corey Joseph. Thank you.
Joseph's got 5 points in the quarter.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react.
No, 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 no,
Williams
no, no.
passes to Vujacic.
Get it.
6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
What?
This is something. Oh, no. Bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They got to stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
And this is his first trip to the line
Just got
tonight.
technical. Why? Are you saying what?
And the Knicks making a change here. Robinson's checked in. And a switch here
Alright,
for
so now
Brooklyn.
we're down
Anthony
7.
Morrow's checked in for Allen.
Oh, good move.
Out to Morris. Inside. And stolen by a foul.
Oh my freaking god.
And again, New York running the court in transition.
If he makes that,
New York, no
good job.
good that time
He's
either.
legit impact.
Nets trail
I know
by
who
7.
that is. Who? That's Deshaun.
He's Julio himself.
Tell him I
Passes
said
to
he can look a
Joseph.
fat tip. Oh, he can hear me. Pause. I think that's Deshaun.
Scott up top.
Oh my
Shot
god.
clock at 6.
Shot clock violation?
Elbow shot is on the way. It's rebounded by New York.
And they continue to control the ball.
Guys, I think they
get that out of here, stupid. What did you do? Woke up like this. Woke up like this.
Sit down. Thank you. Sit down.
Tip, no, I don't feel like it.
Sit down.
Nah, so you can move the chair, right? If they make this because
I teach you how to juggle. I teach you how to juggle.
Let's go.
Oh, you should hold it for like 8 seconds.
Moving it up. Bargnani kicks to Scott.
Oh.
That's good.
And that's a little nod from his teammate
Easy
after that one.
No good. And so it's a
Well, Carmelo, some great
help. Man.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Jumpin', them boys up at something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. Them boys up
Ernie
to
Johnson
something.
here
They
again
just
with
not
Kenny
just
Smith
broken.
and Shaquille
Allah
O'Neal.
Akbar.
For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of one. They had a nice burst of energy once they...
What?
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Ah, my eye. You good? Just don't do that, yo.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Stop.
Kicking off the second half is Lionel Hollins.
Stop, yo, Melo's about to score.
Patrick Patterson is out there with Brooke Lopez. Then there's Chandler Parsons.
Let's go.
Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Matthews, and it's shooting guard. Lopez passes to Parsons. Offensive rebound. The kick out to Matthews. Lopez a screen. Here's Lin. And he makes
Let's go. Jeremy Lin.
Lin's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Brooklyn.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Anthony kicks to a follow.
Oh my God.
It's 3-pointers off the mark. Brooklyn trailing. Dishes to Parsons. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn.
Jeremy Lin.
That gives them
For
the lead.
3. Oh my God.
Lin's got 5 points so far.
Fire.
And not even
Fire
3 quarters out of the way.
crackers.
So many lead changes.
One heck of a game. I mean, guys, this has been outstanding in terms of the effort that both sides have been able to put on.
Looking over there, Greg, he's enjoying every second of the
Yes,
part.
yeah, me
Listen,
too.
the fan guys are getting their money's worth. Heck, I should have paid to watch this one. It's been nailed.
Turn the music off. Turn the music off.
You know, watching Aaron Flalo, incredible form on his jumper. Excellent mid-range shooter who's made himself into one of the league's better three-point shooters, too.
Lin dishes to Lopez. And stolen by a follow. Here's Anthony, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play.
It's easy. It's easy.
Lin's shot is off. The Knicks leading by 3. A follow right side. Unloads from 13.
Yo, get the
Porzingis, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Porzingis has got 6.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
They get a hand on it. Matthews with the steal. Pushing it up for the finish. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
It's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And it didn't make sense because I'm being distracted by these bozos over here.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Parsons against Anthony. A follow outside.
Okay.
And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with 2 saves.
Back to Parsons.
That's easy.
3 for Matthews. Count that one.
Let's go.
Matthews has got it all tied up now for Brooklyn.
That's just running the mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Here's Lopez. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand, but freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game
too many turnovers.
the way he does are really valuable.
Good.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Matthews passes to Wynn. Lopez a screen. Back to Matthews.
What?
And Parsons kicks to Matthews.
No, I'm busy.
Lock at 6. The pass.
Yeah, grow, man. Grow some balls.
Again, the Nets for 2.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
That is good.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
For New York, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. The try by Anthony, and again it's New York.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Carmelo Anthony, the 3rd pick overall in the 2003 NBA draft, was in some pretty good company at the top of that one, as I recall.
I mean, you had LeBron going 1, and of course, Darko Milicic was number 2 on that list. But how about D-Wade at 4? A little bit of a surprise, Chris Bosh, and all those guys, with the exception of Melo, have rings.
Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for New York. And a new group in for the Nets. Mariani is checked in for Lopez. Scott comes in for Patrick Patterson. Allen's checked in for Wesley Matthews. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jeremy Lin.
Pick up your eyes.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Pick up your eyes, bro. Pick them up.
19 points for Aaron Aflalo.
And back to Melo's top 5 draft mates in 2003 all having rings. You can't choose the team you play for as a rookie. Melo simply hasn't been surrounded by that much talent. That's why I was somewhat surprised that he re-signed with the rebuilding Knicks team last season.
Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for the Knicks. Vujacic comes in for Aaron Aflalo.
I know what his free throw is.
Hey guys, talking about Melo, I mean, he's faced some difficult injuries here of late. That puts all the more pressure on him to win a ring as soon as possible. No way does he want to retire without that chance.
Alright, try to ignore the noise in the background.
It's in our house.
There's the screen. Tipped away. Vujacic dishes to O'Quinn. 6 on the shot clock. The 15-footer, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
And the D is having problems stopping the mid-range jumper. They're not really closing out on them as much as they should be.
The 2K cheese is
real. Last 10 points have come by way of the 2-point.
Okay.
Here's Galloway. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. He dishes it to Bargnani. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Bargnani's got 6.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Serafin with the ball. Bargnani's there. Shot's good for Serafin.
Boy, they're getting into a real groove from inside the three-point line. Knocking down those mid-range jump shots.
8 of their last 10 have come from the mid-range.
Allen for 3, and again, with the triple.
Let's go.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just let him fly. Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Scott, the pass to Allen. Pulls it up.
It's easy.
And it's Brooklyn scoring again.
That was a 2, though. But pick up your eyes.
Knicks trail by 3. 1:58 left to play here in the third. Anthony drives in, and there's another one for the Knicks.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
I love that mid-range shot, Greg. It's definitely giving the defender something extra to think about. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Kicks to O'Quinn. Back to Anthony, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
Man, I don't know what happened, right?
1 second.
A different look for New York. Amundsen comes in for Kyle O'Quinn. Enter for Sasha Vujacic. And then for Brooklyn, Morris is checked in for Scott. Morrow comes in for Ray Allen. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Langston Galloway. And Joseph kicks to Morris. He feeds it to Joseph. It's tipped.
What was that, bro?
Oh, and a jam by Anthony.
Great hands on the steal and then just bad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
Pass to Amundsen.
Oh, he called me jumping. He called me jumping too.
Get that out of Houston. And they get it back.
Let's
have a look at the league's top scorers for the past month. To say these guys have been hot is an understatement. Number one, Carmelo Anthony.
Well, I'm sure the coach is pleased with his performance here recently. He's been on a nice little roll. If this keeps up, his team will definitely be moving in the right direction.
That one misses. The Nets with the lead. Morrow kicks to Parsons. Shot is no good. Anthony with the defensive effort. New York's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The shot by Powell, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
That's good. Morrow's got 5 points now in the quarter.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in it.
Amundsen kicks the foul. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game. Williams against Parsons. Williams dishes to Carmelo. Can't finish in from close range.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
A little bit higher, buddy. Good job, Chud. Good freaking job, Chud.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good.
Nets leading by 5 because we don't want to run the risk of injuring one of our starters.
Williams is out there with
God forbid Brook Lopez goes down with an ankle injury. On the 2 weeks, let's go. Money team.
3-pointers are killing them at this point.
I think we can stretch out the whole floor. Yeah, we can stretch out the whole floor.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
I keep looking at this direction because I'm thinking I'm going to be able to look at how much each person has.
Outside Williams.
Oh, good move.
Takes it from 10, and Lopez gets it to go.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we're getting.
Knicks trail by 6. Here's Porzingis. Good, and it's
Porzingis can make a contested layup.
Williams has got his 4th assist in this one.
And they definitely have the edge in those fast break points.
Greg, they sure have. I mean, maybe it hasn't helped put them in front, but they're clearly better off playing up-tempo basketball.
This whole game could swing in my
on the break. Ball is running. He kicks it to Williams.
Silver spoon.
For the 3.
No.
And that's good from Aaron Aflalo for 3. Aflalo's got 9 points now in just the second half.
Hall of Fame, bro. He's gonna blow your brains out of points in time. This is one of those points in time.
Galloway, the pass to Thomas.
Lance Thomas is gonna have to miss that.
From
Nobody to guard Morrow.
It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6
up,
in the game.
Pick him up.
Back-to-back threes for him. Defense is slacking off a little.
You've got to respect that 3, or he'll give up points.
You're stupid.
And here we go with Morris running it up the court.
No.
And the basket
yes,
by
let's
Morrow.
go.
And now a 6-point Nets lead. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle starts for the Nets.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. He told them it's time to fight and take the lead. Let's put ourselves in position to bring it home. Guys, we'll see if they've got what it takes to get it done.
And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
That's crazy.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Lopez against Lopez. Lopez kicks to Scott. From 10 feet out. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Scott's got the lead up to 8 now for Brooklyn.
Yeah, great execution there. The turnaround, such a difficult shot to defend.
To the middle to end the run. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. He lobs up the alley-oop. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And it's a follow, penetrating, and it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way.
Why are you calling me black?
Nets leading by 8. Allen dishes to Scott. It's deflected. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
Freaking God.
Oh no, bad time to slip up there, Kevin. They gotta stay focused.
And taking a technical there is the last thing you want to do. The opposite of smart basketball.
What did I say, bro?
And guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie.
Bro, what did I even
season,
say?
But he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year.
What the hell did I say?
I
didn't even say anything, bro. This is the second time 2K give me unnecessary technical.
Has changed.
This is the second time.
Greg,
I think it's because my annoying brothers. I think that's why, because they know how to shut up. When streamers gonna break their jaw, they might not say nothing.
Is a much talked about player, a much better player than
that's
he
easy.
declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time
Bro,
to develop.
they gave me a BS technical, and they gave me BS ones. This is crazy.
Has a great shot for his height, and there'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Poked away.
Good steal.
In transition, here come the Nets. Here's Allen.
Some great play by Ray Allen tonight. He has 11 points, and he's knocked down a pair of three-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total.
And Allen drops them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Ow!
Here's Powell. They get a hand on it. In transition, here come the Nets.
That's an easy 3.
And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And the Nets lead by 12.
Best run I've been on all game. Fourth quarter is in my clutch mode. I feel like Dwayne Wade in the fourth. Always
Passes it to
doing it.
Porzingis. Wants to get it to a follow and does. Nice move. Trying to get open is Lopez. And a
He set me jumping.
nice bucket inside.
He honestly set me jumping.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Oh, Ray.
Allen's shot is off.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And Thomas over to help. And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for New York. And a new group in for the Nets. Patrick Patterson is checked in for Mike Scott. Chandler Parsons comes in for Lance Thomas. Wesley Matthews checked in for Allen. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Langston Galloway. Lin from long range. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Pass to Porzingis. The feed now to Afflalo. There's a killer two-handed slam.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam. You're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And here is Lin.
Dang it, man. Meadows locking up Parsons.
Patterson, the screen. Lopez kicks to Lin. 5 on the clock. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Yo,
and he's showing signs
finally.
of life after going scoreless.
Thank you, 2K.
Anthony with it. Now guarded by Parsons.
Thank you.
Anthony, the pass will follow. Misses in close. Nets leading by 13. Deflects the pass. Here's Parsons. Goes to the fadeaway and cans it.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
They call an unnecessary timeout. They didn't need to call timeout.
New York calls timeout. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
The Nets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
I'm not going to show that replay.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Derek Fisher was giving to his team. He told them to be looking to attack in the open floor. He doesn't want them getting slowed down in half-court sets. He wants the fast break to be a major weapon. His other point of emphasis was that they need to be making sharp entry passes into the paint and operating their offense out of the low post. Likely the final major changes to their game plan as they try to make a late comeback here in the 4th. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris.
Oh, shoot, my ball.
Nets leading by 12.
One hand. Okay.
Here's Afflalo. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Lin, and it's set back by Lopez. And a fast break now for the Knicks.
Yeah, we got to do this whole thing. We got a 10-point lead.
Anthony left side. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
A minute 50 left in the 4th quarter.
High-quality shot.
That's all she
off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-E, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Lopez, a screen on Afflalo. Shot clock at 5. And the dunk by Lopez.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Anthony drives in. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Melo having a terrific game. 19 points, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
For y'all. Check out that game.
He's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass. He has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
Boy, they came out of the locker room at halftime with a much more physical disposition than they had in the first half.
And that helps, Clark. They've gotten extra trips to the foul line, and they need that to continue if they're going to get back into this game.
And that one's good.
That's it, bro.
And 11 points for
Let's give
Wesley
it up to
Matthews.
these New York Knicks. They gave me a break to the fourth quarter, and I just decided to dominate like crazy.
But still, a double-digit victory for the Nets.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this
time. Got 57 seconds left in the stream, and then after that, the stream should be done. But few notes, I just want to say thank you to who came out to the stream and watched it, even though with all the background noise. I do apologize for that. Trying to give y'all some FaceTime views. So y'all know that I actually do play these games. Later on, me and F is going to do another quick scope match, and Zombies are on that. Shout out to you. I'm going to be able to teach them a little bit on Zombie. But if you guys did enjoy the stream, leave a like, comment, tell me what you want to see next from the stream.
With the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
Patterson, the screen. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Lynn.
Okay, guys, you can use a couple seconds.
From deep. And they force a shot clock violation.
It's been your boy Jay signing off for the day. Peace.
7 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. From deep three-point range, and that one's good. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one.
Kevin, we have
the 2K Sports post-game show.